Magic Monday.
Good morning, warriors.
Good morning. Happy Magic Monday.
Boy, what a great weekend. I was binge watching. Okay, and everyone's
Everything?
no, it wasn't everything, but I was working. I don't know what Jude was doing. Making plans to go international. That's what she was doing. That's all I'm saying. She's taking off. She's leaving on that midnight train to Georgia. But anyways, good morning, warriors. Hope you had a great weekend. I was binge watching How to Get Away with Murder.
I was reading her book. The second one.
The
I've already
second
read the
one.
First one.
I am so.
Fun.
This is so complimentary. I am so flattered, honestly. I mean, I'm flattered when other people that I don't know read my my literary works, but definitely when a good friend sits down and she was like, you know what? I liked it.
Yeah, I did, and
I was. Thank you.
The story it's fantasy. It's fun. It has some spiritual fantasy. How would you describe? It's got a lot of action.
Yeah, it does.
And it has these interesting characters, and
it's probably when the prophecy meets Matrix.
Yeah, the prophecy meets Matrix.
Which I've never seen Matrix.
Seen the Matrix, but it is like that. And there are parts like that, and I'll be like, oh, and this came out. Yeah.
I wrote this in 2006. I don't know when the Matrix came out.
1998.
Okay.
But it's old. Well, I just remember because it came out right after my son was born, so I can link it. But it's really a fun read. It's a good read.
It's fast.
It's a fast read. And it kind of, it does this, and then it starts to link things together, and you're like, oh, especially in this next book, and I'm excited to see what happens with. I don't want to give too much. Just characters and the prophecy piece of it, right? Because you just get these little flashes of it, and it's like, oh, and then it's like, okay, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Well, thank you, Jude. Seriously, the book is called
The Fallen Book Series.
The Fallen the Book Series. The book that she read is called The Loathing.
And now I'm reading Origin.
And now she's reading the second in the series called Origin. Yeah. So you can get that on Amazon. I'm doing a little plug for myself.
Do it, because it's good.
But thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dear friend, for doing that for me. So it's very lovely.
And I think that it would have a wide range, like age-wise. Like I think even I could see like it's a young teen enjoying the story.
Yeah.
And it's not like, even though it's like prophecy and there's action stuff, it's not inappropriate. There's nothing. It would be fine for a young teen. I
should have made it inappropriate.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just saying.
But it's even a young teen or a mid-teen would really enjoy it. So
yeah. You Twilighters out there, you would like this. It's very cool. It's angels doing battle. Good versus evil.
Yeah, it is.
What movie is not always good versus evil? I mean, even in Mean Girls. I mean, all the underlying, foundation of any movie is love wins or evil versus good and does it? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
it's always that.
It is a true story, so thank you very much. Should we watch The Old Guard?
Yes.
With Charlize Theron.
Loved that movie. So good. It has so many wonderful elements. Again, action.
I mean,
but
nonstop.
The story within the action, the characters, their depth, the acting, the music.
Oh, the soundtrack. Whoever scored this.
So good.
So perfect. Loving it. And then
the relationships were deep. And there's these really tender moments tossed in that are so well acted that, like, one, I was just like...
It wasn't
all
even
in my
about
heart space.
Yeah.
I felt it. Like, I was like, I feel that love. We were like, we want that moment.
Seriously.
It just beautifully done. Beautifully done. Watch The Old Guard.
You got to see it.
I agree with Charlize Theron. Let's do a second.
Yep.
Let's do a second.
Please. It was really good. Everybody in there
stellar.
supported each other. It's not like she was even like the breakout. It took that team, that group of actors
Yes.
together was perfect. You know what I mean? It was perfect. And Charlize, I love a badass movie with a woman that's literally doing shit that I could do, that you can do, that you could do. You know what I'm saying? And she was just taking no prisoners. She was like doing this. There was no speaking, saying, those. I get really bogged down in those action movies where they're holding the gun for 30 seconds and they're like, you know what I'm gonna do to you? I'm gonna and I'm like,
No.
just kill him, kill her, whatever, and be done, and let's move on. Keep this thing popping, And Olgar does that. I love it.
What you said, though,
A lot of languages, a lot of countries.
Yeah, about it being an ensemble, a true
Yes.
ensemble. It's
It
really
was.
true because there's another female character who's
Yes.
just as strong and being kind of rising up
Yes.
into who she is.
Yeah.
And it really was an equal, like,
It was.
it was just
It
so
really
good.
was. I'm
so
telling
good.
you. Yeah.
The
You
old
see?
guard, watch
so
it.
good. We loved it. We had a good time. And then we saw The Wrong Missy, which kind of brings me to I'm going to take a departure of what we were going to speak about.
Yeah.
We'll speak about it tomorrow. But what if you made a mistake? Let's say you had two Toms in your contact list. And one you had great affinity for. You just were like, oh my gosh, I love Tom. Tom is like
Feeling the
amazing,
connection.
right? Yeah.
Chemistry.
But this other Tom was a dud and a wackadoodle.
Mm-hmm. A little
Okay.
wacky.
But you invited the wrong Tom, the Tom that you think is not so stellar, on a date. Mm-hmm. And you got all ready and you were looking like you were ready to slay. And the other Tom showed up. What would you do?
Yeah. Yeah, like you got a Brazilian for this date. That's how excited you were. That's how excited he was in the movie.
He didn't get a Brazilian.
Because he's a dude.
Men get Brazilians.
True, they do. Remember, they did talk about it. They did discuss it. And so maybe
They
he
did.
did, and we saw it off scene.
That's true.
Yeah, because he
He
did
did-
discuss that.
He
talked
did a
about
little
the
manscaping. Yeah. So this movie is freaking hilarious. It's a Adam Sandler movie. Adam Sandler's not in it, but you can always tell because his ensemble never changes. He believes in that family cast, and I
Yeah.
love that, right?
He does, yeah.
So you got like you
Dave
said,
Spade,
Dave
Rob
Spade's in there,
Schneider.
Rob Snyder's in
Yeah.
there, right? But the chick, she is relentless, and she's truly the wrong Missy. I mean, she is like crazy. And not in a good way. I mean, she's like la 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 la. Yeah. She's like wah. She's like she is.
Off the chains.
Yeah. I
Off the
mean,
chain.
this is.
I almost got you in that fight. Wasn't that funny?
I mean, this is Wilding like on steroids. Okay, this chick, and she played the role. I can't even remember her name.
She's so
but
good.
she is so freaking hilarious. You just know in her real life she's this way. This was not a stretch for this actor at all. She was freaking amazing. She was crazy. I mean, she literally had dog tranquilizers on the trip as
And
they
you're like, why does she have dog tranquilizers?
she just to seduce him, and then he awakened to her giving him a hand job on the plane underneath a blanket. He was like, "What are you doing?" She was like, "It's really good, right? Right." What?
It's all right, enjoy it.
Yeah, and
It's
he
like,
was
he's
like,
sleeping.
and
Over
he
there,
tried so hard. Oh, men, God bless you. You try, but he was like, I can't.
There was turbulence. It wasn't his fault.
Oh,
It was a lot of turbulence.
there was turbulence, and there was turbulence. I'm just saying, David Spade could not get away from that. It was over, and then someone hands them a magazine so she can wipe her hands.
On the plane, it was so gross.
They weren't bored in the plane, bored in the plane, bored in the plane, bored. No, it was not. They were boarding the plane. That's it. But there was no boredom on the plane. It was not. You got to see it. The Wrong Missy and The Old
It's
Guard.
crazy.
I mean, we watched two very diverse films. One was a badass historical and so great, and the other one was just off the chain, where we were howling.
Adam Sandler, off the chain,
Neighbors.
hilarious movie.
Yeah. Remember, Adam Sandler is not in this. This is just
No.
a Happy Madison production, which
Yeah.
is his production. So, anyways, we would encourage you to see it. So, anyways, what would you do if you invited the wrong person on let's say a long weekend, not a date, because
let's do a long weekend.
long weekend, okay? Because you guys have been speaking back and forth, doing your thing, and then all of a sudden,
Well, and that's the thing. He had been he thought he was messaging a different Missy that he met and had a hot encounter with and was so excited they had so much in common. But this other Missy that he'd been on the blind date with that was horrific was also on his phone. So the whole week he had been messaging the wrong Missy, invited her on this trip,
it was a company retreat in Hawaii.
and she shows up on the plane. So if you had been messaging the wrong person all week and they show up, what do you do?
What do you do?
Do you...
What do you do?
Yeah, they flirty texts back and
Seriously.
forth, so they'd had good texts
He had even sent her one of those pics.
from below.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, I think that would be like,
What
first
would
of
you
all,
do?
okay, first of
I know
all,
what
if
you do.
someone is like not on my radar, they got to come out of my contacts.
Yes.
You know, that was his first mistake, having two Missies in the contacts, because, you know, they were both relatively new. One was set up by his grandmother.
Crazy Missy.
That was the crazy Missy. And the other one he met by happenstance, and they had a luggage mix up at the airport. So they were both very new. So it's not like he, you know, kept the zip codes in their head or in his head or anything. So, but what would you do? Would you like complete the retreat with the very dysfunction, with the very strict, with that other person?
No,
I don't think I
especially
could.
not a business trip. I'd be like,
And you're in the same suite, same one bed.
yeah.
I would say, I'm sorry, I made a fatal error. You were not supposed to be on this trip. I don't know. I think I'd have to be straightforward. What would you do? I know Jude would be nice. Jude would so be nice. She would say, "What you're gonna do? I'm gonna let you go ahead. You can keep the suite. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna book another room. Okay? Yeah. And
You're going to stay by yourself. You're not showing up to any retreat things.
see, no, I can't have that. I'd be like, get off the plane. Get off the plane.
You would. You'd be... But, again, this would not happen to her because the way she names people in her phone.
Oh my gosh, she's putting my stuff out on the street, but she is so right. There are no names in my, because when I meet you, and maybe it's the psychologist in me, or maybe because I'm just, you know, a little crazy.
Creative.
Yeah, like the rest of us. Everyone has names. There are no names.
I love that.
So, you know, for her, I think it's Ivory Queen.
Yeah.
It could be anything, you know. I mean, you know, you all have nicknames. There's no Larry, John, Jims, Michael, Susans, Lindas, Belindas, whatever. You all have names.
Right.
You all have nicknames of what I see when I meet you, or, you know, when I have a conversation with you. Then all of a sudden I'm like,
And she puts it in the phone that
and
way.
I put it in the phone that
So
way.
there'd be no mix-up. So I actually think that's super smart. I've done that to some degree since I met her. You know, if somebody really strikes me, but maybe I need to do it more.
Oh Lord, my hair.
And she's right. If you're done out of her, you're erased.
Yeah,
It's
gone.
like you're deleted.
Yeah, that number will pop up, and I'm like, I know that number, and it doesn't have anything attached to it, so that means I'm not attached to it. I shall not pick it up. No, it can go to voicemail or unattended. I'm just saying, you know, rear view.
Rear view.
Put it in the rear view.
Yeah. So this wouldn't have happened to you, but if
This
it
is
did,
true.
she's right. She would just be like,
Well, you know what? To that fact, you know how catfishing, you know, that big thing was like started 15 years ago,
Yeah.
when people would just, you know, screw with you online or whatever. Thank you very much. So I have had the random occasion when someone that I met online say, okay, let's meet for, coffee or dinner or something, or drinks or something like that. And they did not look like their photograph. Now, I'm not shallow, because I would have gone out with you if you think, but you're lying from the beginning, okay? No, you don't show me something from back in the 90s and you just do a nice overgloss on it so it looks like it's current. Because, we can tell the film foot. I mean, I know film.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is, why are you doing that? Sending me photographs of when you were 15 years younger and you know that you are 15 years older. Or your girth is different. Or, I don't know. I mean,
your height, like there's a big line about the height. We
the
all know
height.
That. Well, and you know what's funny is when I was new to online dating and putting my pictures, men were like, how old's that picture?
I guess
they wanted recent pictures. They want, are you really that weight? Yeah, because they've been lied to so much.
Are you feeling sorry for the men?
No. But I'm talking about how relentless they were, and I have a feeling that women are not the same back. How old's that picture? Women, let's step up our game.
Step up our game?
Yeah.
What?
Be relentless.
Oh, I thought you meant look better or something.
No.
I was like...
No, be you. But be relentless.
I'm reading an email from my agent. I'm sorry. I lost out on the conversation.
She's like multitasking.
I'm sorry. It's
we're
work.
Here, we live.
I'm just saying. I'm sorry. It's work from my agent.
It's work.
I'm just saying. I love you, and I was listening, but when my agent appeared on
that
my
hypocrite
email,
T-shirt. We gotta get soon.
Sorry. I'm sorry. So speaking of the movie business, my agent, he was like, "Hey," I was like,
she's like, "Ooh, opportunity."
I gotta look.
Golden.
I gotta see what's happening. What is the thing? Anyways, I'm
no,
sorry.
I just think that the way that they are that way, that we should be tenacious about ourselves and be like, oh, are you really 5'10"?
Yeah.
Because every person that's told me they're 5'10", because they'll say that, they'll go into their stories. I'm like, but they're, every person that's told me they're 5'10" is like 5'6", dude. So
see, it's not about the physical, although it is. It's just straight about the line. Because why would I be opposed to having coffee or drinks with somebody that's 5'10"? No, you're not in my wheelhouse romantically, but I mean, friends are wonderful to have. Yeah. I'm sorry that you're thinking otherwise, but if you lied, you still have no chance.
Now you're not even a friend.
No, because you lie.
Yeah, and there's also you're insecure about who you are. I don't want that. I've worked too hard to have my security. I don't want somebody that's insecure.
Still working on it.
Still, always.
You know what I mean?
That's endless.
I mean, that's endless. I mean, we do it all the time, but I mean, don't lie.
I'm not trying to lie about it.
I mean,
I'm just saying I've worked on it.
No, not you. I'm saying to the potential people out there. No, not you.
Miscommunication Monday.
Yeah, it is.
Mercury's in retrograde again.
You are right. No, I'm not
the
saying.
Planets have
she is
aligned crazy this year. It's 2020.
It is. We have been through some things. Things, not things. We've been through some things. We really have. I'm telling you, it is. Yeah,
I'm gonna be like the crazy Missy.
Just saying. Perhaps she's on Molly this morning. We don't know.
Maybe I'm on dog tranquilizers. She slipped them in my coffee.
We don't know. Maybe she's bored in the house. Bored in the house. I don't know.
No, again, look, she's all like, and I'm like looking like.
She looks good. Oh, it's beautiful out.
No, Molly Shannon.
Oh no! Don't bring Molly in this.
She's an amazing.
She is. She's so funny.
She's so funny.
Yeah. It's so funny. Okay, you know what? Clearly, I don't even know if we're making even any points today.
It's
I don't-
miscommunication Monday.
Yeah, I don't
We're not
know.
making any sense.
I don't know if we're not making any sense. I don't know if you're getting anything out of this particular podcast. We hope that you do.
Laughter's good medicine. So
It
we're giving some
is.
good medicine here.
We're doing it. We're doing it. Holidays are around the corner. It's creeping up. I mean, next month, Thanksgiving, and then,
Wow.
well, actually, after Halloween, it's like, it's over. I mean, it's like the year is over. Like, after Halloween,
It's
everything
true.
just goes
'Cause, like,
boom. I will never be so happy. 2020.
2021.
Ciao, Bella. Bye-bye. Awful.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm going to be real still and very quiet, and I prayer on New Year's Eve. Oh, yeah. And then
I like that idea.
And then 2021. Yeah. Yeah, just bring it in. Looking for my harvest as I have lain seeds.
Do we have any
definitely.
astrologers out there that can tell us what the planets are aligning for 2021?
Do you
Let us
believe?
know.
Do you believe in astrology?
I do, and I used to not, but I do.
Yeah.
I do. It's. I think I told you how I had a client give me a gift for Christmas of an
Oh,
astrology
yeah.
reading 2
Right.
years ago,
Right.
and it was 90 minutes of detail, and she was going into the mathematics of this planet and that planet and the polarization of things, and just it's so much more in depth than I realized.
Oh,
and
for
she
sure.
was able to, she had my birth time, place, all this, and she was able to tell me, not knowing that I was adopted, she was like, well, Pluto and this were here, and so that means estrangement from the birth mother. And I was like, well, I was adopted.
Whoa.
Yeah, just things like that
Yeah.
were very...
Yeah, very spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I don't think it's exact, it's not future telling in that essence, but it is, these are the energies that are at play.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're aware of those energies being at play, like when Mercury is in retrograde, it's a communications, messes with communication. So you want to make sure that you are communicating clearly, that you're careful and cautious and slow to speak if you're being emotional.
Yeah.
Just things like that. So it's about the energies.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
That's always nice.
So I do believe.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're going to hope that you will comment about what would you do if you
Yes.
butt dialed or you have been texting the wrong
wrong
person,
person.
or if
Like
someone,
romantically.
sexually, or if you're online dating and the wrong not the wrong person, but the person shows up and they just totally fibbed about what they look like.
Yeah, what do you do in that situation?
Yeah.
I would probably be nice.
Mm-mm.
And that would be the last time that we see each other.
Oh.
And the funny thing is I think that if for some reason I had placed a picture that somebody felt didn't look like me,
Yeah.
and I showed up, they would probably say, you don't look like you at all. And then I would be nice and just go, okay, you don't look like your picture. We're just going to eat and go. Thanks, bye.
No. There's no need to keep going with that, with the whole
I
thing. Just because it's just, and this is
'Cause
just
they
me.
lied.
Because they lied. Why am I going to sit in the
With a
company of
liar.
a liar when I know it? It's one thing to get to know someone and then to find out that they lie. And then you're like, oh, okay, so this is how you are.
And
Okay.
I actually like
But-
that, and I'm going to swing to that side and make a commitment to myself that if it happened to me, that I would do that, because the truth is that I am a kind person.
Yeah, you are.
And if that person had said, even if we weren't a connection, like, hey, I'm lonely,
I'm there.
friend,
Absolutely.
can we go eat a meal? I would do it. You
For
would
sure.
do it.
For sure.
And because we aren't that shallow. And,
That shallow. I'm not shallow.
well, I'm just saying, oh my gosh, she's such a word picker.
I'm a wordsmith.
She is. We aren't shallow, and we would
No.
we would just sit and have lunch, dinner. We'd be friends.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, I like that. I mean, but if you're not, You know,
Yeah.
I think you're
But if you're
lying to
lying-
yourself and lying to the masses if people say, oh, it just doesn't matter what you look like. Well, we all have a certain something. Lenny Kravitz. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
Lenny.
Oh my goodness.
He has been showing up in our sphere too.
We all
Her
have
sphere.
someone that we, like just, just things that we want out of our mate. You know what I mean?
Attractions. We
Yeah,
have our attractions.
long hair, short hair, tatted,
But-
full lips, no lips, whatever, green eyes, blue eyes, brown eyes, dark eyes, whatever. We all
Did not say that.
that was so I can't even, you know what? I'm not going to repeat it. For fear that Jin will see this in Korea and he will have to just think for a second time as to whether or not he should grow old with this one. Hold your head in shame. Whatever they do in Korea for shame, you need to do it. Here in the States, it's called it's called timeouts. I don't know what it is
It's
over
a
there.
word. Yokta, he doesn't even let me say it. It means like disgusting, but it has all sorts of like meaning to it. Like they don't even like to say it because if that is you, like it is bad, and that's what he would say to me right now. It would be like a spanking of the tongue. I receive it. Because that was just too wild out.
That was way
That was
wild
wrong.
out. That was wrong.
Racist.
We love you. We will see you here on Tuesday. Go out and vote. We are down to 22 days. 22 days in the house.
Is it really 22?
22.
Choose the number of choices. 22. Make a good choice. Make your choice.
22. We're going to get out of here. We do have some serious work to do because we have a lot of international travel that is coming up at the bottom of the year and at the top of the year, actually. So we are grinding real hard to make 2020 matters in a lot of challenging things that we've been through, that you've been through, of course. And I do hope we brought a little funny to your day. And thank you all for supporting us, Two Girls and a P. Like, share, subscribe, just do us a solid. That would be great.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Lou, for taking our podcast and placing it on your platform and putting it out there for people to see across the borders. Thank you, Chris, for doing your thing in Germany. We have so many wonderful angels that are looking out for us out there. So thank you very, very much. Again, breast cancer awareness. Go out there, please, ladies and men. Go get checked, okay? Please, please, please. Your presence, you may not feel it, but it's needed. We need you. We need you here. Yeah. Your laughter, your jokes, your camaraderie, your friendship, your sisterhood, your being a good father, being a good mom, being a good sister, being a good friend. We need you here. So please, half the battle is early detection. So go out there. And for all of you that are fighting the good fight, we are here. We hold you in prayer. Mm-hmm. Reach out to us. But if you don't, understand that we're right there with you. And with that, we're going to leave you, as I have divided my time between my emails from my agent and my beautiful friend Jude. We'll be back here tomorrow talking about other stuff.
Blessings.
Votes.
Vote.
It's never turned off.